Hey, what's happening, everyone? I'm Sir James coming at you guys with another video, and I hope you guys are doing well. I do apologize for not uploading anything last week, especially on Friday. I decided at the last second, you know what, I'm going to kick back, relax, watch some Lord of the Rings in 4K that it recently released on and all that fun stuff, and it was quite enjoyable. So to make up for that, today I'm going to go ahead and showcase a handful of different lightsaber fonts. Some fonts you may have heard before, other fonts you may have not heard, and to make things easier too, especially if you're someone who has a custom lightsaber of your own, or maybe planning on getting one in the near future. And the corresponding order in the video description will have links to where you can get these saber fonts, so that way you can go ahead and support these different font makers. And also too, as an extra bonus, there are two fonts here that I'm going to be showcasing that are free, because who doesn't like free stuff? I mean, I do. In fact, I actually have a freebie for one lucky person who's ever the first one to claim this. When I got my copy of the Lord of the Rings on 4K, it actually came with this piece of paper, which one is for sweepstakes, which I'm going to use that, but on the other is for digital codes for all three films. It's on one single code, so this will grant you access to not only the theatrical one, but of course the best way to watch these, which is the extended version of the film. I'm going to show you guys the QR code first. If the QR code is not scannable, then I'll show you the regular code, but this is using the Movies Anywhere app. Again, this is a first come first serve. It's only one code, so who's ever lucky enough to get it, congrats. So here we go. So again, just to show that I'm not bluffing, there it is. I have no use for this digital code. So if you're not able to scan that, then here is the regular code right there. Just go ahead and type that in there. And again, if you are lucky enough to go ahead and claim this, then congrats, and I hope you enjoy your copy of all three films on digital media. You know, Flower, this is not the best spot for you to be lying down. One of the two pops, she's like literally right below me, and I got to be careful where I step so I don't step on her, even though the bed is right over there. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So let's go ahead and bring the saber over. Now, besides the different fonts that I'm going to be showcasing, I do want to give a special thank you to Jesse from one of the different Facebook Saber groups, because initially when my Starkiller was redone, you know, upgraded to the Profi Weather and all that, I didn't really have a proper config file, and I was trying to set this up to use gesture controls, which is something that I haven't really showcased here on the channel. And Jesse was nice enough to give me a really good helping hand to set this up, and now it's pretty much good to go. In fact, I'm looking to hopefully, we'll just have to wait and see how things go later this month, but I'm hoping to get a double-bladed Profi lightsaber, hopefully specifically Fallen Order related, but we'll see what happens if I could find something at then. But anyways, besides that, any type of saber profiles, including the gesture mode, is actually done through Fernando's Blade Styles and whatnot, which I'll put a link to that site down below. So if you're someone who's looking into possibly getting a Profi lightsaber, or maybe you have one of your own, it's a good site to visit because everything that's on there is free. So different blade styles, effects, and all kinds of different ways for button configurations, including the gesture mode, is such a nice touch, and there's always a lot of help that you could find there. So first, let me go ahead and turn off this main light. We'll just have these backup lights going on. And I swear, can you like move, Flower? Can you move? Can you move? Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. So in order for me to activate gesture mode, I first need to activate the saber first to wake it up, and then deactivate. And just to quickly showcase the gesture mode, it's currently set up to swing on and twist off. So without having to press a button here, which the buttons on the Starkiller Saber is located right up here, those two little black knobs there, essentially all I have to do is just swing it on like so, and then I do a twist off. And there's some other cool things too I'll showcase as we go along in this video. So the very first font here is through Kyrophonic, and this is the Starkiller font. Makes sense because I am using Starkiller's lightsaber from Star Wars The Force Unleashed. So one thing I do want to note here is that it's hard for me to activate the standard clash, and the reason for that is because my sensitivity, I had to tweak a little bit higher due to a couple fonts on here where I don't know if it's just how loud the speaker is or just the font in general was causing some effects to happen when it shouldn't, so I had to tweak the settings a little bit higher. But everything else I would showcase. So again, let's activate. Oop, it went to sleep mode. My sleep mode is set to go off really quick, so let you guys listen to the hum here. And Saber Clash. Now with this button configuration, I do have to kind of alternate the buttons a bit. But typically if you hold down the main activation button, what's going to happen is that if you have any music on there, it would play the music, or if you have any saber quotes or force effects, then you'll be able to play those initially too. But there's a cool mode which will showcase on a different font that is actually in regards to the blasters. But just so you guys could hear the blasters on this one. And all these also have the melting feature, which is basically you thrust towards the wall and you'll be able to initiate the Saber Melt, which I'll showcase on a different color because it's not as nice looking on the red blade here. I know you guys are going to say, oh, it's orange, but again, just so you guys see, it's red. So again, deactivate. Next one.
It's time to let old things die.
So this one is a bin solo font, also through Kyrophonic, and not to worry, not everything here is through Kyrophonic. It's just one of my favorites, of course. And I'm not sure if you guys can catch that, but as I swing, it will go from this kind of teal blue color into a white, but then it quickly changes back to this. Again, it's really hard to notice, so hopefully I'm hoping the light reflection will catch it switching to white. And again, to showcase the melting effect. So the melting effect, you probably noticed there that the tip of the blade does light up, and then as you rotate your wrist, it will actually change the intensity of that from an orange to a red, depending on obviously how much is present there, which is really, really cool. And I'll showcase the blaster one on Fallen Order one, so let's go ahead and deactivate. And I do want to note too that
battery.
Oh, I have a low battery, so let me go ahead and change that really quick, and then I'll get... Sorry about that, I had to go off camera to replace the battery. And this is actually a good prime example right here, because as I mentioned, when I was getting into the custom lightsabers, seeing what I like and don't like, I like the idea of removable batteries, because in my situation like here, if I didn't have that removable battery, I would have to be waiting hours to continue making this video, which would actually suck. In this case, since I had the removable battery option, I just had to go off camera for literally less than a minute, replace the battery with a nice fully recharged one, and now I'm ready to go once again. And a prime example of why you should go with battery options if possible. So if you were ever at a convention, you could just swap your batteries and, you know, be able to go into the fun once again rather than being left out in the dust kind of situation. So again, we were currently on the bin solo font, the Kyrophonic. With the blade style on this one through Fernando's blade styles, this is set up to where it will go from this light blue color to an unstable red. Just like that. And then I press it again. Back there. Because as you guys know, Ben, he becomes corrupted. And, he joins the dark side and his crystal becomes unstable. And, well, here you go. Next one is a Kylo Ren font, also through Kyrophonic. Now this one does have a pre-on, so if I press the button here,
I know what I have to do.
It will do that. Now if I just do the swing on with the gesture mode, as I mentioned, it skips the pre-on and goes straight to activation. Now this one here is a blade style that's, Fernando has a few different Kylo Ren styles. There's one that's like a movie version, or film-based, and then there's another one right below it, which is Supreme Leader. This one is set up to the Supreme Leader option, And maybe the reflection might be able to showcase it a little bit better of how it's looking. So definitely nice and loud. This is one of those fonts I was talking about where I had to increase the sensitivity because this one was really loud and was causing clashing to happen when it wasn't supposed to, unless if I were to cause it. Next one.
I might be one of the last of my kind.
Now this one is a Jedi Fallen Order font through Repulse, and what's nice about this particular font package is that there's a couple different options. There is a basic option for those of you who don't like all the extra fancy stuff, and then there's a theatrical one. This one, where it's currently set up right now, is actually going to be showcasing the theatrical version that you can choose to use if you wanted to, but you don't necessarily have to. So let's go ahead and activate.
Outstanding.
And then deactivate.
I won't let you manipulate me.
I recognize that stance. Perhaps you've had some training after all.
At least we have the high ground.
I recognize that stance. Perhaps you've had some training after all. What Jedi gave their life so that you might live?
Don't break your guard.
You're not getting out of here alive. It'll make you suffer.
What Jedi gave their life so that
It'll make you suffer.
So as you can see there, just from me doing Saber lock and whatnot, additional audio actually plays to go with that theatrical version. And of course, when you turn on the Saber, or again turn it off.
No, you're not doing that again. Like you said, Trilla. I'm persistent.
Of course, we did it again, and then the blasters.
Blast it again! Blast it again! Blast it again! Thanks for the help back there, BD. You saved my life. Purged.
This is another one through Repulse as well. This is Purge for the Purge Trooper from Jedi Fallen Order as well. And
Fewer distractions, the better.
I forgot to mention that on the Jedi Fallen Order one, I was using a blade style that's actually meant for Cal Kestis' lightsaber, which is pretty neat. And then this one here is using the Electro Staff saber profile for this effect. But you can probably see it a lot better there. And I believe this has a pre-on, if I'm not mistaken.
All Jedi must be eliminated.
There we go.
We're not so easily defeated. All Jedi must be eliminated. We're not so easily defeated.
So that's the pre-on, and of course when it turns off. The next one.
You can't stop the Empire!
Now this one is the Ninth Sister, and this one I found on Saberfont.com. Links to that down below as well. And this one is using the Inquisitor blade style. I think it was actually the second sister style, but you get the idea. I think they're a little bit similar anyways. This one actually sounds really nice. I really like this one. This is actually a good opportunity for me to show you a really cool thing with the blaster mode. Now typically, you know, when I'm showcasing the blasters, I'm pressing, you know, the button, and then typically I'm pressing the button acting like I'm deflecting, right? But watch this. I'm going to hold this for a second. Now, without pressing a button, I'm going to swing this, and every time I swing it, it's going to initiate like I'm blocking a blaster. And again, I'm not even pressing a button. The button's like right up here, and my hand is down here. So that's a really cool thing also with the gesture mode. I love it. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. Now this one is purple. This is actually, there's a font package through Kyrophonic where it goes through the different Kyber crystals. There's also one on Repulse as well, but this one is through Kyrophonic. And, you know, whether it's through Kyrophonic or Repulse, there's a nice package where you can actually get fonts related to all the different colored crystals in Jedi Fallen Order. And this one is going to be for purple. And I really like how the purple one sounds. So again, just a very simple font, nothing too crazy or out there. Next one.
Moff Gideon.
Let's see, let me check the camera here. I thought I was about to overheat. So this one is another one through Kyrophonic. He has one for the Darksaber. Now what's nice about this particular font package is that on there you have the basic font package, but there's also 3 extra folders, and you can choose to drop in any of these 3 folders depending on which character you want. So there is Pre Vizsla, there is Moff Gideon, or there is also Saber Melt. So whichever character you want to use, you can incorporate to that particular font. In this case here, I have it set up with Moff Gideon because obviously we're all watching The Mandalorian right now, and I'm just waiting to hopefully see. I'm not sure yet if we're going to get that battle, but we'll see what happens. And this one also has a Dark Blade Saber font through Fernando's Blade Style. He has one where it's based on the animated version, or there's one based on the Mandalorian version. So whichever style that you want, you can go ahead and pick a corresponding one to go with that one. This font is also really loud. The next one. This one is Commander Tano, also through Kyrophonic. And there's also, usually with these packages, sometimes there's additional quotes and stuff like that, so you can incorporate them. Again, it's all about customizing a lightsaber to your liking. So if you like having all those additional quotes, you can enable them, or you can choose not to. So this one, as you guys know, I did a review of the legacy version of her lightsaber that we got from Disney. So why not have a little bit more of a proper one? Now, the next Saber font that I'm going to showcase is going to contain a spoiler. So what I'm going to do is that you're going to see a text on screen somewhere down below that says spoiler. While that text is on, that means whatever I'm showcasing is going to have that spoiler. When that text is removed, you can go ahead and re-enable your audio or whatever you're doing to avoid this. But I just want to kind of give you guys the heads up. So right now, I'm putting the spoiler tag somewhere down below where you can see it visibly. While that's on there, the next font that I'm going to showcase is a spoiler. Once again, you've been warned. So in 3, 2, 1. So if you guys have been watching The Mandalorian, which hopefully I'm pretty sure most of you are up to date, then you guys will know this was not last week's episode, but the week before. So plenty of time. Now this one was through a Saber Font find as well. Links down below.
May the Force be with you.
Now this one also has prions.
Where is your master?
Sounds like you win.
I love that. So that's the sound of the lightsaber clashing with the Beskar staff or spear.
That was memorable. May the Force be with you.
Alright, let's go ahead and remove that text. So if you guys have re-enabled your audio, then welcome back. So let's go ahead and get to the next font.
I will have my vengeance.
Now this next font is one I found on Saber Font, which is called Pitch Black. All I did was incorporate a blade style on here, and then I've also included a Darth Revan font file on here as well. So it doesn't come with the Revan audio that you just heard. It's just something that I added to it just to kind of make it a little bit more unique. This one also sounds really good. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. Check out the crystal. So I love that. Let's go ahead and activate again. So pretty neat stuff there. The next one.
Cease hostility.
Now this one is actually a good one that I want to showcase. This is actually one of the free fonts that I'm here to show. Long ago, not really in a galaxy far away, but originally on the Discord page that I follow, someone extracted the audio files from those kyber crystals sold within Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and initially made them for a soundboard. I think it starts with the V. I don't recall the name of it, but I showcased these fonts to Kyrophonic because these were free to download, and he actually took these files, and not only do you have the originals there, but he also made them usable for other soundboards like CFX, Profi, and so forth. So this is a good example that I want to showcase, is that I have my Galaxy's Edge lightsaber right here, this one here, and this one has the yellow kyber crystal, and just so that way you guys can hear the nice difference and know that these are the same. So let's go ahead and activate this one. Now, that same sound file that was in that crystal is now in this Profi saber, and let's go ahead and activate. Now, get this. You guys heard me swinging that one, right? Check this one out. But there's more. Now, this is a package where you actually have files for each of the different colored kyber crystals that are sold in Galaxy's Edge. Now, even though on there it says $10 on Kyrophonic's website, if you look in the description portion, there is a link there. You can't click the link, but there's like a Dropbox. All you have to do is just copy and paste that Dropbox. Just copy it and paste it into your URL, and you can download it. Again, it's free, and it's pretty cool. So, again, have fun with that. The next one. Oop. Didn't mean to prematurely activate that one. But this next one is the one that you guys like. Is called Senate Majesty or something like that. This is another free Saberfonts. Now, I don't know if you'll get the same effect on CFX or not, but on the Profi, there's a file on there, so that way you basically have it to where it is like on mine. Where it does that. Because it's so awesome. Especially with the Jester mode now. Ooh, it's so sweet. Once more. Ooh, love that. It sounds great. It almost sounds like a ship while it's swinging. I'm trying to figure out what ship, but it kind of sounds familiar. Doesn't it sound like one of the ships from Star Wars? That one, there's a link down below. I forget if it was through Reddit or Facebook, but whatever it's linked to, you can download it for free. There's files there for the Profi version, CFX, and I think another board, but really cool to get. Alright, so I just have 2 more fonts to go. This next one, I'm not sure how many of you have ever watched Gundam. It's actually a really cool anime worth checking out. For me, I'm a big fan of not only the show, but I've also put together a lot of those Gundam model kits. Just a nice little fun hobby to do. This next one here is also one through Repulse as well, because Repulse has a few makers on there, so it's kind of easier to find a good majority of people. But the next one is actually a Gundam sound font that's to go for the Beam Saber. And I've actually incorporated a beam effect that I could find on Fernando's blade style. And of course, usually with all these Fernando blade styles, you could even change the colors. And you select what you want, and then you are good to go once again. So pretty neat stuff there. And once again, it just sounds so cool when it ignites and deactivates. It just, again, I can't get enough of that. The next one, and I believe this will be the last one for today's video, is so for anyone that's a fan of the series, I'm pretty sure you know what this is by now. If not, this is a Kingdom Hearts sound font. So it's a relatively semi-basic one, but pretty cool. Again, you don't necessarily have to go with themed characters for these custom sabers. If you want to make yours an MP3 player, you could, for the most part, can if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and activate this one. Now this one doesn't quite have that smooth swing. Like, I actually do have to swing this like if I were swinging an actual keyblade. And then let's go ahead and what was it?
Anyone from the organization who'd like to be next? We fight with all our heart. Come on!
And then
It's over! Thunder! Ow! Heal!
because, you know, Donald never heals anyways. I don't know why I did that 3 in a row. It's supposed to rotate different fonts, but
Anyone from the organization who'd like to be next?
and then back to square one.
It seems that you are about to achieve your primary programming, Master.
And the Kingdom Hearts one can also be found on Repulse. That one is a little bit more pricier. I think it was $20, so Yeah, definitely a pricey font, but you know what? I love Kingdom Hearts, so I couldn't pass it up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the fonts that I've showcased in today's video. Like I said, just wanted to kind of make it easier to do a simple showcase without reviewing a Saber in the mix, but also showcasing the Jester mode option, which is awesome. Because again, I want to try to get a double-bladed Profi Saber because it's going to be so cool to activate that Jester mode. Because, you know, if you guys recall, like the Darth Maul Saber reviews that I've done, you know, every time I activate that, I have to press the 2 buttons on the end to get them to ignite. But imagine it with the Jester mode, I could just do a troll or a spin or whatever, and then the sabers activate. It's going to be so cool once I could showcase something like that for a saber like that, or the Fallen Order or something like that. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens. But yeah, like I said, links are down in the description to each and every font that I showcased in today's video. Whether it's a simple package that contains all of them, or if they're individual ones, then you'll have links to that as well. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. As for any updates to the Vader Vault lightsabers, I currently don't have any updates yet. Hopefully maybe towards later on this week. But regardless, I will have a lightsaber of some kind to review this Friday. It may not be a Vader's Vault one just yet, but there will still be a lightsaber review nonetheless. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next video upload, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day.